What happens when fame, social media, and a chaotic personal life collide? Some people call it entertainment. Others call it a warning. For Blueface and Chrisean Rock, it's become something else entirely. A never-ending storm of drama, controversy, and public scrutiny. From viral fights to questionable choices, their story has kept millions glued to screens. But at the center of it all is someone who didn't ask to be part of this circus, their child. You've probably seen clips online of Chrisean screaming on camera, Blueface trying to mediate chaos, or fans debating every single move. But there's more to the story than just viral moments. Every live stream, every argument, and every shocking post tells a deeper story about fame, accountability, and what happens when private life becomes public entertainment. And while the internet laughs, argues, or scrolls past, real consequences are unfolding, especially for the youngest member of this drama. What's happening behind the cameras, and how did it all spiral into something this intense? Before the internet ever knew their names, Chrisean Rock was already living a story that could rival a movie. A track star from Baltimore, raised in one of the toughest environments imaginable, one of 12 kids, a father locked up, a mother struggling with addiction, and even periods of homelessness. She learned early that life didn't hand out breaks, and she fought for every opportunity, even winning a game show called Ultimate Tag, taking home $10,000. Then came Blueface. By 2018, he was rising from the West Coast rap scene with hits like Respect My Crippin', but musical fame only told part of the story. Blueface realized controversy could be even more profitable than rap. He created the Blue Girls Club, a low-budget reality setup filmed in his own house. There were no rules, no contracts, and certainly no prizes. Just drama. Women fought for attention while fans paid $50 a month to watch chaos unfold. And Chrisean? She was different from the rest. From her first appearances, it was clear Chrisean wasn't just another contestant. She was emotional, reactive, and magnetic. She cried, screamed, fought, sometimes even losing teeth during altercations. And instead of running away, she leaned into it. That chaos became her calling card. Blueface saw it too. He signed her, and from that moment, their story wasn't just reality TV. It became a live, ongoing drama for the internet. Everything from fights to makeups, arrests to wild public appearances was now content. Chrisean wasn't just a participant, she was a catalyst. The energy she brought turned everyday moments into must-watch events. And for Blueface, it was the perfect storm. Someone unpredictable, entertaining, and willing to broadcast her life for the cameras. Things got even messier when Chrisean became pregnant. Unlike the careful, private pregnancies most people expect, hers unfolded online for the world to see and judge. She openly admitted in interviews that before this baby, she'd had 3 abortions, and even while carrying Junior, she continued to party, drink, and, shockingly, smoke. Clips of her with a full bottle of Hennessy or taking hits while pregnant circulated online, and the reactions were immediate. Fans debated, critics condemned, and social media became a courtroom. It wasn't just about entertainment, it was about a child's health. People questioned whether her actions could affect the baby's development. Some even suggested the child's struggles, walking, talking, or making eye contact might be linked to prenatal neglect. The comments ranged from concerned to downright vicious, with strangers dissecting every clip, live stream, and Instagram post. Meanwhile, Blueface was building his own drama elsewhere, and the internet's attention on Chrisean only intensified. Every post, every argument, and every public outing became fodder for speculation. The story had shifted from reality TV chaos to real-life consequences, and Junior, just months old, was unknowingly at the center. What's striking is how this public scrutiny wasn't new for Chrisean. Her life had always been on display, from Blue Girls Club to social media stunts, but now the stakes were higher. It wasn't just clicks and subscriptions. A child's development and safety were suddenly part of the audience's judgment. And even as the criticism mounted, Chrisean didn't slow down. She continued posting, live streaming, and engaging in fights online. Every chaotic moment became content, and every fan interaction reinforced the cycle. By the time Blueface went to jail, the tension had already reached a boiling point, and the internet was ready for the next chapter of this never-ending saga. When Blueface went to jail for a probation violation, the chaos didn't pause. It only intensified. With him out of the picture, Chrisean's life became even more public, and her baby, Junior, was caught in the middle. Fans and critics immediately started picking apart every detail, questioning the child's health, development, and even whether he was receiving proper care. Social media exploded with speculation, and the scrutiny wasn't always fair, but it was relentless. Blueface's absence revealed just how fragile the situation had become. Chrisean continued live streaming with Junior, showing her parenting, or lack thereof, to millions. Some argued she was raising awareness or connecting with fans, while others saw blatant neglect. Her actions online, coupled with past pregnancy behaviors, made people wonder, was Junior safe? Were his developmental needs being met? Then came a family attempt at normalcy. Blueface, freshly released, tried to plan a simple family outing to an arcade with both baby mamas, Chrisean and Jaden Alexis. On paper, it seemed like a chance for peace, a step toward co-parenting, and maybe even a moment of joy for the kids. But anyone who knows Chrisean knew better. She thrives on chaos, not compromise. During the arcade outing, Chrisean live-streamed the encounter without warning, turning a potentially calm moment into public spectacle. Tensions boiled over, arguments erupted, and security had to step in. Junior, just a toddler, was caught in the middle, exposed to shouting, threats, and confusion. By the end of the day, the outing intended to bring the family together only highlighted how volatile the environment had become, and the internet watched it all unfold. Clips went viral, debates raged, and every misstep became another piece of the narrative that keeps Chrisean and Blueface trending. It wasn't just drama, it was a snapshot of the real consequences of turning personal life into public content, and a harsh reminder that in this story, the youngest member is the one paying the highest price. The arcade outing should have been simple, a day of games, laughter, and maybe a rare moment of calm. Instead, it became a full-blown spectacle. Chrisean pulled out her phone and went live on Instagram, immediately turning what should have been private family time into public drama. Fans and strangers watched as tensions exploded between her and Jaden Alexis, Blueface's other baby mama. Arguments flared, voices rose, and security struggled to contain the chaos. Junior, barely 2 years old, was in the middle of it all. People online noticed how he reacted, confused, quiet, sometimes withdrawn, and the criticism escalated. Many questioned whether this environment was healthy for a toddler. Even as viewers debated, the reality was staring everyone in the face. A child was being exposed to fights, shouting, and emotional stress in real time. The live stream showed Chrisean refusing to back down, recording everything as if to prove a point. Jaden, understandably furious, had to remove her kids from the scene, but not before countless viewers witnessed the intensity. Security personnel were caught in the middle, trying to maintain order while managing two very upset women and a toddler. What made the incident even more striking was how the internet immediately dissected every move. Clips circulated, reactions poured in, and the drama spread across platforms. It was chaos for content, but for Junior, it was real life, a day of confusion and tension he couldn't understand. As the months passed, Chrisean didn't slow down. Even after the arcade incident, she continued popping up online with Junior, posting clips, live streaming, and making the child part of her content. Every laugh, cry, or tantrum became material for social media, blurring the line between motherhood and entertainment. Fans defended her, calling it relatable or real, while critics warned it was reckless. The bigger concern, though, wasn't just exposure. It was Junior's development. Observers, including early childhood experts, noted delays, trouble supporting his head, limited speech, and minimal eye contact. While online arguments erupted about whether the baby was okay, the truth was more serious. Without consistent care and professional support, a child's early years can be permanently impacted. The spotlight of fame made these concerns more visible, but it didn't make them any less real. Chrisean's patterns mirrored her earlier behavior. She had spent years building a persona around chaos, fights, drama, and unpredictable behavior. Now, that same chaos was spilling into her role as a mother. Social media amplified every choice, every mistake, and every lapse in judgment. While followers treated it like entertainment, the consequences were tangible and personal. And then there was the paternity controversy. Some questioned whether Blueface was Junior's father at all, citing past relationships and ongoing disputes. Rumors intensified online, adding another layer of tension. Chrisean's personal life, previously confined to reality TV or paid subscriptions, was now a public debate about parenthood, responsibility, and morality. By this point, it was clear. Social media fame and personal drama were colliding with real-life consequences. Chrisean had millions watching, commenting, and reacting. But the most important eyes, her child's, needed care, stability, and guidance that weren't guaranteed. This wasn't just content anymore. It was a cautionary story about how online notoriety can endanger the ones you love the most. The drama didn't stop with social media posts or live streams. It took a darker turn when questions about Junior's paternity emerged. Rumors began circulating that Blueface might not actually be the father. Some claimed Ronnie Doe, Chrisean's ex-boyfriend who was tragically killed in early 2023, could be Junior's biological dad. The speculation added fuel to the already raging online fire, and even Blueface's own mother voiced doubts, intensifying the tension. For fans, this became another storyline to follow, dissect, and debate. But for those involved, it was personal and high stakes. Junior's well-being was at the center, and the uncertainty about paternity only complicated the situation. Court visits, paternity discussions, and public arguments became part of the narrative. But for the toddler, it was just more chaos in a life already full of unpredictability. Meanwhile, concerns about Junior's health continued. Reports suggested he had a hernia at birth and needed medical attention to support proper development. Observers noted delays in motor skills, speech, and overall responsiveness, signs that in any normal environment would trigger urgent intervention. Yet, between the constant live streams, public arguments, and viral clips, consistent care seemed sporadic at best. Even close family members expressed frustration. Interviews and online statements highlighted that Junior might not be receiving the medical attention he needs, despite obvious developmental concerns. For the online audience, these details were shocking. For insiders, they were painfully obvious signs that the chaos surrounding Chrisean and Blueface was affecting the most vulnerable member of their story. Now, in 2025, the saga shows no signs of slowing. Blueface is out of jail, Chrisean is still active online, and Junior remains at the center of the storm. Every interaction, every live stream, and every post continues to be dissected by millions. The chaos that once made them famous now raises serious questions about responsibility, safety, and the impact on a child growing up in the spotlight. Chrisean hasn't changed her pattern. She posts clips of Junior, appears on live streams, and engages in public arguments, often making the toddler part of the spectacle. Fans defend her, calling it entertainment or relatable parenting, but child development experts see it differently. Early childhood is crucial for learning, social skills, and emotional growth. Repeated exposure to public drama combined with inconsistent care could have lasting effects. Blueface himself is conflicted. He loves Chrisean and their child, but he's aware of the chaos his brand of content created. He tries to mediate, to protect Junior, and to assert some control. But the cycle of drama continues. Online, the debate rages. Is he the father? Is Chrisean fit to parent? And most importantly, is Junior okay? Looking at the full story, it's clear this isn't just a saga about drama, fame, or viral content. It's about real people and real consequences. Chrisean Rock and Blueface built a brand on chaos, and while the internet loves the spectacle, there's no ignoring the cost. Junior, a toddler caught in the middle, faces challenges that go beyond likes, views, or trending clips. His well-being, health, and development are at stake, and that reality is far more important than any storyline online. This saga raises bigger questions about responsibility, parenting, and the effects of turning personal life into public content. Fame and attention can be intoxicating, but when children are involved, the stakes are real and lasting. The audience can watch, react, and comment, but the core truth remains. A child's life is being shaped by the chaos of adults who often prioritize spectacle over safety. For Blueface and Chrisean, the cycle continues. Every post, live stream, and argument keeps the story alive, but the real story is what happens off-camera, behind closed doors. The future of Junior depends on care, stability, and guidance that go beyond the internet. The chaos may never end online, but for the toddler at the center, his life deserves more than viral content. It deserves protection, support, and a chance to grow without constant scrutiny. And for viewers, this isn't just entertainment. It's a reminder that behind every headline and viral clip, real lives are being affected. Fame and drama may grab attention, but responsibility and care leave a lasting impact. The story of Chrisean Rock, Blueface, and Junior is far from over, and how it unfolds could teach the internet a lesson about the cost of chaos.